In Genshin Impact, there are beings known as Archons. Currently, we know them as Venti, Zhongli, and the newest one, the Raiden Shogun, or Narukami Ogosho. But they actually have divine names that were given to them either for when they ascended to godhood or when they descended from Celestia. We have Barbatos for Venti, Morax for Zhongli, and Baal for the Raiden Shogun. In our world, these are the names of demons, contained in the Lesser Key of Solomon. It is a grimoire of demonology, divided into 5 books, the first of which describes the current Archons we know about. And let me tell you, the resemblance to their in-game counterpart is striking. We'll compare them in order. A quick note, while they are demons, demons in this context aren't fully evil. It is simply their race, as they are beings that are contained in hell, and they are summoned by magicians within the world of this demonology book, or depending on what you believe, could be real world as well. Contained within the first book known as the Ars Goetia, we have Barbatos, the 8th demon. He is a great duke, which is a high-ranking demon noble within the planes of hell. Within his noble house are 4 kings who serve under him. He employs 3 companies of great troops. He understands the voices of animals and is able to converse with them. He leads adventurers to treasures protected by magic. He is part of the Order of Virtues and knows everything that has transpired in the past and prophesizes about the future. He conciliates friends and people of power. His appearance is that of an archer or hunter who carries 4 trumpets that summons his 4 kings. The similarities are very apparent with Barbatos. He has 4 kings who serve under him, which directly translate to the 4 winds. He understands the voices of animals, which we know he can speak to Dvalin, and sometimes even Silis. He leads adventurers to treasures protected by magic. Throughout the game, he helps us get to places that are protected by magic, through different means. He conciliates friends and people of power, which refers to the aristocracy, and even his appearance is that of a bard. Very straightforward to our Venti. Next, we have Morax. He is the 21st demon in the Ars Goetia. He is a great earl and a president of demons. He makes people learn knowledge, such as literature, history, languages, philosophy, mathematics, and general sciences. He creates familiars of high quality that are wise and powerful. He is all-knowing in the area of herbs and stones, knowing instantly its uses and preciousness. He is the father of minotaurs and is depicted as a bull with the face of a man. Again, very striking similarities to Genshin's Morax. Zhongli is known for his consultancy and his smarts regarding general knowledge around Liyue, and he would teach it to anyone who would listen, as well as teaching the first people of Liyue when they started building the city. He creates powerful familiars such as Azdaha, and while he didn't create the Adepti, he inducted them under his service. And of course, he is all-knowing when it comes to stones and even herbs, as he is the only one with the knowledge to make Xiao's painkillers. Next, we have Baal, the first principal demon. He is a king that rules in the east. He has the ability to grant invisibility to his people, and rules over 66 legions of fiery demons. He appears as a demon with 3 heads, the head of a toad, a cat, and a man, but is also capable of appearing as each separately, and his voice is very hoarse. Other than this, there isn't much more that we can learn from the Ars Goetia, but even with just this, there are already similarities very apparent. But even then, most of what I'm gonna say next is probably a theory or speculation at best. The only immediate similarity that we can see is that he is a ruler in the east, same as the Raiden Shogun, who is the ruler of the eastern nation of Inazuma. In the cutscene with the Raiden Shogun, it seems that there is something else that dwells within the Shogun. which could mean it split personalities, or in this case, the other heads of the demon. The ability to grant invisibility could also be something that ties to her desire to grant eternity onto her people. By removing the vision from the people, she metaphorically turns them invisible from the eyes of the gods. Not only that, she is also working to provide the people transcendence or eternity. But can removing the visions from the vision wielders within Inazuma really provide a sort of invisibility from the gods? Well, not really, because vision wielders still receive visions from the other gods, and probably when they die, they're still reborn, such as the cycle within Genshin Impact, the cycle of life and death. So what can she do to provide invisibility for its people? How can she provide eternity? As the statue of the 100-eyed, thousand-armed god that she is making mirrors the real-world statue of Buddha or Kanon that the shogun of the time during the Sengoku period created, using weapons seized from something they called the sword hunt, which mirrors the vision hunt that we have now. This is already a bit of a stretch, but Kanon also represented transcending from the suffering, or in the exact term is the samsara, which is the cycle of life and death. Buddhism teaches its followers to reach a transcendent state in which the fires of greed, hate, and delusion are removed from your soul and you pass onto nirvana, at which point you are never subjected to rebirth again, which frees you from the samsara and the suffering. Rebirth being a very big thing within Genshin Impact, as it is believed that humanity is to prosper, die, and be reborn again. It has been happening since the start of the world. The gods have been trying to maintain this cycle of life and death all throughout the time span of Teyvat. No one knows how long it has been. So the Raiden Shogun is trying to defeat the samsara by giving the people transcendence and having them pass onto nirvana. How exactly she plans on doing that though, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, I said the video contains the 3 Archons, but there's actually one more being that we also see, or always see, that is with us. That also has a direct mirror to the Ars Goetia, and that is our friend and travel companion, Paimon. Paimon is the 9th demon, a great king and very obedient to Lucifer. He appears as a man sitting on a camel's back, with a glorious crown on his head. With him travels a band of musicians, who simply travels with him and plays music. Paimon has a soothing voice and always shouts his praises when he first arrives, but speaks in ways that cannot be understood unless magically forced to speak rationally. Paimon is able to teach all knowledge and even things that are secret. He is knowledgeable about things like the earth, the water, the mind. He knows everything that is and can answer any question. He can dignify you or destroy you. He can enslave you or free you. He creates and gives good familiars and can also teach all of the arts. He is of the order of dominations, and while commanding legions of demons, he can also command legions of angels. Before summoning such a demon, you must prepare an offering. And once summoned, he will carry with him his followers, 2 kings and a host of other demons. Now Paimon is a weird one. Currently, there are really only a few similarities with our Paimon. Namely, Paimon is meant to teach us about the world of Teyvat as a guide. Thus, we expected her to be able to teach us about stuff, and she does, sometimes. Aside from that, there's only the crown, and that she is a traveling companion, much like the demon Paimon, who travels with a band of musicians. But the other things within the description is we're not quite sure just yet. But you can definitely see the similarities between the demons within the Ars Goetia and the beings of Teyvat. This is definitely where the theories of if Paimon is an agent of Celestia or if Paimon is the unknown god thing started. But what do you guys think about the real-world counterparts of the gods of Teyvat to that of the demons of the Ars Goetia? Do you think that MiHoYo definitely took inspiration from it? Does the similarities strike you too? Or are they very far apart? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Goodbye.